Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Three Wide Podcast. Nick Mizesko, Tyler Davis, one great user with you. I'm excited for this one because it is NFL draft season. It just wrapped up. So what are we going to do? We're going to be breaking down every team's NFL draft. You might be asking, hey, I've seen that. I've seen the smartest people in the world break down the draft. Why do I need to hear from you, knuckleheads? Well, we're got a little different twist because we are going to be grading every team's NFL draft based purely on college football 25. Well, that's it. That's the only criteria. User, I'm fascinated by this because I think we've seen a lot of drafts. We've seen the breakdowns. I think if we use the game itself, the grades are going to look totally different than what we've been talking about for the last week or so.
Yes, and you know us being professional gamers, this is the world that we live in anyway. So this is where we're going to realize, hey, this guy's supposed to be good or this guy is not. So when you see the different emotions in the crowd and the younger crowd saying, hey, I don't know that guy. Why did we draft him so high? Because on college football, he's not really that guy. And so that's what we're going to break down and see how these drafts actually compare to where we dwell college football.
And Ty, I think that's the part that we love about college football is the number of people who have learned the game just from playing the return of college football 25. I think this is going to be kind of fun. I have no idea, but we're starting off with the Cleveland Browns, and I've got a sneaky suspicion, and this is not because I'm a Browns fan, because in fact, you know me, I tend to be the most critical of my own team.
True.
I think based purely on the game, the Browns might have had the best draft of anybody, honestly.
Yeah, they really did. And to your point, like, you know, I know Nick here is the main college guy, right? Me and User play the game a lot, but Nick knows real life college. But for me, watching the draft, like I knew some of the guys going in the 7th round because of the video game, because of college football 25. And there's a lot of that. We saw some guys who we're going to talk about, they're rated high in this. They were undrafted. And then vice versa, some guys really, went early that were rated a little bit low in the game. So we're going to talk about all that stuff. The Browns, to your point, Nick, had a phenomenal draft. If we're going to base it off,
if we're just basing it on the game,
yeah.
If you're basing it also off of logic,
yes,
or how to build a team, or just pure common sense, there's some question marks in it. But let's get into it. We start off pick 1. They had the number 2 overall pick, TD, and what did they do? They trade out of it. Now, first of all, we'll just mention the trade. I personally loved it. Ended up picking up another first-round pick. Ended up picking up another second-round pick in this draft, which they will look at a little bit later. But they pick up some assets. They move back to number 5, so they don't take Travis Hunter. He goes to the Jaguars. At number 5, though, they take Mason Graham. And if we're looking purely at the game, I mean, TD, Mason Graham is an absolute stud on the defensive line.
Absolute stud. And I feel like this is one of the most highly talked about trades ever, right? Some people talking about how you get Travis Hunter, but then you get the haul that the Browns got. Like this discussion was insane. But Mason Graham, I mean, the Browns run defense last year, a little bit medium. I think they ranked 22nd or 21st. So you throw Mason Graham in there to stuff the run. Then you pair him with Myles Garrett on the outside.
The $40 million man, Myles Garrett.
Oh, man. This is an awesome pick. I think this is one of the safest picks, too. Mason Graham, I think, guaranteed to be a really good player in the NFL.
And if we're looking at purely at the game, I see a lot of platinum abilities out there with Mason Graham. This man might be an actual stud. He's the number 1 defensive tackle in the game, and there's a whole lot of players in college football 25.
And that's what you want to look at right there. They got the best defensive tackle in the game. If you're going to go for the position, get the best player at that position. And Mason Graham is that. You look at all the abilities he has. It's platinum across the board. Platinum grip breaker, platinum pocket disruptor, platinum inside disruptor. And then he has all the mental stuff, fan favorite, road dog, meaning that he can play anywhere. Then he has platinum takedown. He has go under duress, meaning that he's still going to put pressure on the quarterback. Mason Graham, if you're able to actually plug him in with the defense that the Cleveland Browns already got, you already touched on it, man. That defensive end they got up there is a stud, $40 million man. Mason Graham, I'm looking at him a 95 overall. I don't know what his rating is going to be when he goes into Madden, but he has to.
Those rookies always come out with weird ratings, but,
Yeah, I think he's going to be in the 80s, 82s, 83s.
Go to all positions. I want to see where Graham stacks up, in the entire game, not just defensive tackle, all positions.
Oh, you want every position. You want to see where he ranks.
I want to see how high he went. Because what do you go, 3 overall in the draft?
5 overall in the draft, so if you look at 1, 2...
he's about 10th down there.
He's the 10th highest rated player in the game or so.
Yeah. So,
and that's not a bad pick at number 5 because you got to understand you're still, even though you're in the first round, you're going number 5. Yeah, you may have 10 other players overall that's better, but what do you need? And Mason Graham is sure going to solidify that defense, man.
and you look at his power move, he's got the best power move rating in the game. I mean, we knew he's a beast. He is what we're looking at, 6'3", 320. So he's a space eater in the middle. He's going to play next to Myles Garrett. The interesting one is if we keep going, we look at his block shed. He is two points better block shed. So if you're just looking at the game, block shed purely based on run fits. And that's what Mason Graham was known as. And that's what he was known as. Let's take a look at his play recognition. He's 96, top in the game. Yep. Top in the game.
I bet his strength is really good, too.
He's at 95 strength. Okay, listen, we're probably not going to be covering too many guys with Mason Graham. That's fair. But, when you talk about fits, Mason Graham at the University of Michigan, he was a good pass rusher and a great run stopper. I mean, I think he is a true game wrecker on the inside. And when you look at his strength, he's at 95 strength. And a lot of these guys, you're looking at more nose tackle players. You're looking, 6'3", 375.
Exactly.
I mean, Mason Graham is much.
And I think that's the versatility with Graham, too. Like, the Browns could line him up at the end if they wanted to as well.
At 6'3", 320, he can play ball. And his body's going to change to get there. So I think from a game perspective, the pick itself, fantastic.
This is a great pick, because you got the top defensive tackle. You're going to pair him with Myles Garrett, man. I mean, I really don't know what defense is going to be able to do. And the thing about it, starting right off the bat, I'm really surprised about the Browns even making such a good pick, a good move, trading out of Travis Hunter. Their receiving core is already solid. Their defensive back is solid. So you understand, like, that's a smart move like you touched on, Nick. I can't wait to see what they do. And I'm just shocked because it's the Browns.
Okay, well, I don't know. Hey, how the Panthers? What are we talking about, bro? Let's all settle down one second. They go to the second round. First pick of the second round, they pick up out of UCLA, Carson Schwesinger. Shout out to Deshaun Foster having the worst intro press conference of a coach of all time and still leading UCLA to having a nice little season. But from a game perspective, Tatey, he sure is a player.
From a game perspective, this is a little bit mid, right? He's down here, 84 overall.
79 speed at middle
79
linebacker.
Speed. And if you listen, all the gamers out there, guys that play Madden, play college football, speed is king when it comes to the game. 79 speed for linebacker. He'll never see my field. I will never put him out there.
Never.
Now, I will say, on the flip side, what do we talk about for the Browns in real life? They need to be able to stop the run. They struggled last year stopping the run. We know Schwesinger, he is a run-stopping linebacker.
Let's check out his
So, they're going to put him out there. 90 pursuit, not bad. I mean, he's going to be able to get to the ball carrier.
77 block shed.
But this is definitely going to lower our grade when it comes to
I honestly, I don't know where, because I didn't see him on the game. And this is where you understand that they're really out there scouting people. They really got people scouting, because I wasn't looking for this guy. Top 26 linebacker on the game, 79 speed. Nah, I'll pass. Yeah, you're 6'2", you're a run stopper, but that's okay. We'll just put another body out there. You got to be able to get to the ball. He went in the second round. That is very high compared to all the other linebackers that's above him. You're just like, is he really that good of a a good run stopper linebacker? I don't know. I really don't know.
Perspective, not really. I mean, he's 79 block shed. I mean, he's not lighting anybody on fire.
Strength
but listen,
isn't that good. Like,
I do think one thing with middle linebackers at Ty, we always talk about it across the league, is there's plenty of guys who you look at and you go, this guy's fairly unassuming. Maybe not the greatest player of all time, but middle linebackers really quarterback that defense. And he was a leader for this UCLA defense. This UCLA defense certainly overperformed this year. But from a game perspective, I don't think anybody is lighting the world on fire for Carson Schwesinger. Now, they picked up a second-round pick in that trade with the Jacksonville Jaguars. And who do they use that on? Well, somebody who is a game breaker and somebody who broke the game both early and often and still continues to, the number 2 running back in college football 25 in Quinshon Judkins. User, can you regale the people the tale of the Quinshon Judkins spin move when the game launched?
I mean, first of all, you guys know you played college football. This guy right here, he changed the game soon as this dropped. He had platinum spin, and there was nothing. The platinum 360, there was nothing they could do. They had to go in and change the coding and turn Judkins down. They started banning him in tournaments because his spin move was that good. Like Nick touched on, he's the second best running back in the game. I was surprised that he dropped to number 36 in the second round, because, you're going off of the game and you're like, yo, Judkins is that guy. Okay, I felt like it was a lot closer between him and Genty. But at the end of the day, you understand what happened in real life. He started to split his time. I believe he wasn't 100% when it came down to the end of the season. But still, you know what this guy can do when he's 100%. And that's why he's rated the second best running back on the game.
Yeah, I mean, you're talking about a guy, 3 1,000-yard seasons, 2 at Ole Miss, transfers to Ohio State, has another 1,000-yard season, wins a national title, a guy who 45 touchdowns across 3 seasons, averages 15 touchdowns per season. And listen, this is Ty, from a football perspective, Quinshon Judkins is exactly what the Browns want, which is a between the tackles. He's got some breakaway speed, some home run ability, but he's going to run through contact. It's what he was known for. And for the Browns, who are coming off of a couple years with Nick Chubb, who did exactly that. It is run between the tackles. Their strength is at the interior of that offensive line with the All-American Joe Bitonio. It's just he kind of fits what the Browns want to do, and so it kind of it was kind of a no-brainer pick once Quinshon Judkins is sitting there in the second round that he was going to head up to Cleveland.
Yeah, I agree, and to me, I think he's just a more athletic version of Nick Chubb. Right? That's what I get out of this. And you put him in that Kevin Stefanski offense. You guys know I love fantasy football. I play a lot of DFS, daily fantasy. I think he's a perfect fit in this offense, right? You lose Nick Chubb. You still got Jerome Ford there. They drafted Dillon Sampson a little bit later, who's kind of a speed.
Do we need Jerome Ford there? Let's be honest.
Yeah, I know. I don't know if we need Jerome Ford, but they did draft Dillon Sampson, who we'll get to, who has tons of speed. Then you throw in Judkins. Like, if this offense is good, and we'll figure out who the quarterback's going to be. There's a lot of quarterbacks there, but if this offense does become good and you get down to the goal line, like Judkins can get 10 plus touchdowns in this offense if they are productive. You know, all these goal line carries. Like, this guy is a stud to get him in the second round, and User touched on it too. When the game first dropped, when College Football 25 dropped, he was, I think, in my opinion, the second best video game football character besides Michael Vick.
Michael Vick and Madden 04.
Like, he was insane in this game until they patched him.
No, he was absolutely broken. But, I mean, still, I know they patched it, but you look at his abilities, it says a lot about what we talked about. Balance gold, sidestep gold, shifty gold, 360, platinum. This man is going to move. He's going to make people miss.
Yeah, and like y'all touched on, man, he has all the abilities that you need, the 360, the side steps. So that lets you know he's ready to go to the NFL. And, like, honestly, I play college football more than I watch college football. So in my mind, Judkins was the best running back, and I was like, I can't believe he dropped to the second round. But as you see, you know, he was still there.
Now we go to the third round. Ty, I love this pick. I love this player. You asked me, who is this guy? Well, let's just point out that he's the number 2 tight end in the entire game. Harold Fannin Jr., 6'4", 230. Shout out to the MAC and Bowling Green State University in Bowling Green, Ohio. I mean, you talk about a guy who is built like his cohort in Cleveland, David Njoku. Big frame. And look at this. I mean, he's a 95 overall in game. And you're able to pick him up third round, 67th overall. Seems like a steal to me.
I had no idea he was the tied for the highest overall tight end in the game. I said to you earlier, I'm like, hey, can we go see where is he? Like the 20th tight end in the game? He's the second ranked, tied for first here. Is this David Njoku again reborn? Like, what are the Browns trying to do out here?
Tyler Warren, first round pick. Colston Loveland, first round pick. Harold Fannin slipped to the third round. But Harold Fannin, I think, made his name. I mean, as somebody in the MAC, if you're not watching MAC football, you might not know the name. But Bowling Green played Penn State this year, and Harold Fannin had 140 yards in that game. I mean, that's a good defense. Well, when you look with a Bowling Green team, you're able to get 140 yards.
Just look at him, 6'4", 230. You know he's a pass catcher, right? Not the biggest of tight ends here, so you know he's a weapon. He's an athletic guy. And I just want to point out, the Browns, if they run that 12 personnel, 2 tight ends, like this could be a dangerous offense. With him and Njoku out there, I mean, man, the sky's the limit.
Yeah, and then you look at the abilities that he has, man. You're talking about gold short hands, 50-50 silver, cutter. That lets you know he's a tight end. He knows how to run routes. He knows how to get open. And then you already touched on it, Ty. You pair him up with Njoku. He's not going to do nothing but get better because he's already looking at a Pro Bowl tight end. He's just going to watch him work and work even harder. I mean, this is another steal that the Browns got.
Yeah, 95 catch, best in the game by 3 points. Look at his short route running, top 5 in short route running. Look at his mid route running. He is second. Numero 1, tied with Tyler Warren. I mean, you look at his catch in traffic, he's number 2. I mean, he's just a pure weapon. He's going to go out here. Now, the one I'm interested in is if we go all the way over here, I want to see.
How's his run block?
What's his run block? What are we looking at? How's he blocking? All right, so, listen. Mid. Completely mid.
Yeah.
Completely mid. That's fine.
That's okay, though.
That's all right. He's not out there.
Listen. He can't. We brought him in so he can catch balls. That's it.
Yeah,
He can develop. He can learn how to run block a little bit. You put him behind Njoku, he'll learn some things.
But you're looking at 91 catching traffic. The offense the Browns are going to run. And seems like a steal.
If you line Njoku up in line at tight end, can't you run out Fannin in the slot? Couldn't you put him out wide? A couple jump balls in the red zone. Like this guy seems to me. I don't know. I haven't seen too much like tape on him or watch his games, but it feels like he can play some receiver potentially out there for the Browns.
Well, and let's be clear, if you're talking about a team that is a team that could use some help, I mean, let's be clear, the Browns' current wide receiving core is Jerry Jeudy and Cedric Tillman.
But he balled last season.
He balled. Now, the Browns had a second, third-round pick, and this is where things, I think, from a full perspective kind of go off the rails, but from a game perspective, continue to be absolute steals because they go into the third round. They pick their first quarterback. Yes, I said first because why not? Can't have too many. And they go out and they get, ho-hum, the third-best quarterback in the game, Dillon Gabriel, 6 foot 200, the Hawaiian user. Look at these abilities. You look at it. This is a pure passer from Dillon Gabriel.
And as you see, he's a field general. He commands the field. He's built from that same pedigree as Peyton Manning. You look at his abilities. He has the goal sleight of hand, the goal resistance, the goal dots, and you already know how important dots is when it comes to playing this game. Then he has the platinum step up, meaning that he's going to be able to step up and make those throws. And you look at all the mentals. He's one notch away from being platinum. Like Nick said, he's the third best quarterback on the game, and you got him in the third round at the 94 pick. I don't understand how. But like you said, things got dicey, and this is where you start to see, all the action come out.
I got to ask the question. Does Kevin Stefanski, the coach of the Browns, and Andrew Berry, the GM, did they play college football 25? Because they drafted 2 of the top 3 quarterbacks in the game in the same draft for their team.
I'm going to tell you right now, you'll be surprised how many of these trainers, coaches, scouts actually look at the games and look at the rating. One of the owners I heard said they picked somebody just because of their rating on Madden, And now you think about it, you're looking at the guys they pick. I mean, honestly, besides that middle linebacker that they picked in the second round, all their picks have been top 2 players in their position on college football.
Yeah, and to take 2. So, listen, and we know they have Joe Flacco. They have Kenny Pickett, who they traded for, so they're trying to improve that quarterback room. Listen, a lot of people have been hating on this, but I've also seen some opinions where, this is kind of a smart decision because now you have 2 quarterbacks, you can try to find out who the future one's going to be, right? And they're going to battle it out. Shedeur goes in the 5th round. Dillon goes here in the 3rd round. The one thing about Dillon, he's a little bit shorter, 6 feet, 200. And user, this from playing, besides Michael Vick, you never really want to use a lefty quarterback in Madden or college football. It doesn't feel as good using a lefty quarterback.
It's not right.
And
it's
Dillon
not
Gabriel,
right.
of course,
trying to throw from that left to right ain't gonna work.
Yeah, exactly. But he did have a productive career at Oregon, so I'm interested to see how this shakes out. Like, who's it going to be, Gabriel or Shedeur? And these 2 guys are going to kind of be parallel the whole career now, and see who the guy's going to be.
Yeah, I mean, the interesting thing about Dillon Gabriel, you look from a college perspective, he threw for 3,000 yards at 3 different schools. Started off at UCF, went to Oklahoma, threw for 3,000 yards at Oklahoma, finished his career at Oregon. He is 24 years old, so he's certainly on the older side for a QB, but that does bring some experience into the locker room. Gabriel was the 2024 Offensive Player of the Year in the Big Ten. I mean, this man led one of the most high-powered offenses under Dan Lanning at Oregon. Led high-powered offenses everywhere he went. I mean, let's be clear. UCF has always been a high-powered. They want to sling that rock. They've had a lot of quarterbacks at UCF. That's where he started his career. And then he goes to Oklahoma with Lincoln Riley still there, throwing dots. I mean, this guy brings a lot of production into the quarterback room. We go to the 4th round, and we get another halfback. I mean, sure, another halfback. Wow. And it is Dylan Sampson. And guess what? From a game perspective,
top 5.
He's top 5. Tennessee halfback.
Speed.
95 speed in game. Let's just take a peek where he ends up across the whole game. And again, you got to also think, you're looking at these and you go, 95, well, he's not in the top whatever. I'm not even seeing him. Remember, a lot of these guys, sophomore, junior. I mean, so a lot of these guys never even are. This is the full college football roster, but he's 95 speed. Dillon Sampson, 5'11", 201.
Go to the acceleration too. Sort by acceleration. I bet he's
second best acceleration in the game. And I think the big one user when you're looking at him, he gets gold workhorse, he gets gold 360, he gets gold downhill. That means one thing: he's gonna be running directly at you, and he's gonna make you miss.
Oh, absolutely. And like you said, he's a top 5 running back on the game that they got in the 4th round. I don't understand how people were just letting these players drop down to the 4th round, because I played with Tennessee. That dude is my starting running back. He has the speed. He can make any move and make anybody miss on college football. And the Browns got him in the 5th round. You look at his abilities, man. He has the gold 360, the silver side step, downhill goal. I mean, this guy, he could do it all. And to be able to pair him up with Judkins that you got in the 3rd round, I mean, this is...
Listen, we might not throw a single pass. It might be 2 tight ends, 2 running backs, 2 wide receivers the entire time. I mean, and here's the question, Ty. You look at this, maybe his best rating in the game, 96 ball carrier vision. That's how much respect the team over at EA has for his ability to find the gaps and find the lanes. And with the Browns and their interior blocking, that's certainly going to help him.
Yeah, no doubt about it. And like you just said, you pair him with Judkins. Like, I think a lot of people look at Sampson, okay, he's going to be the pass-catching back. He's going to be the weapon. And he probably will be. But you talked about it, 96 ball carrier vision. This guy can still run the rock. And in Kevin Stefanski's kind of outside zone scheme run offense that he likes to do, like, we could see some big home run plays for Dillon Sampson here.
He got 66-man coverage. I mean, shout out to him. Put him out at corner.
I feel like from a fantasy football perspective, like, I think Sampson can have some, home run type plays and really, break slates when we're talking about DFS. Like, he can have some big plays. You pair him with Judkins, this can be one of the best run offenses in the NFL.
All right, well, we've beat around the bush enough, user. It's time. Final pick of the draft for the Cleveland Browns. He waited 3 days. He got 15 prank phone calls. He built his own draft studio, but he finally gets picked. The number 1 quarterback in college football 25, Shedeur Sanders, goes to the Cleveland Browns.
I mean, that's crazy.
Round.
That's crazy. The best quarterback, the most valuable position in football, the number 1 rated college football player, quarterback, drafted in the 5th round. Now, I don't know what happened, because you hear a whole lot of stuff. But let's look at their abilities on Shedeur.
Let's focus just on the game. We're not going to talk about he might have tanked a couple interviews. We're not going to talk about Dion maybe turning people off him. We're going to focus on the game. And based on the game, user, this man
based on the
is
game,
1-1.
he was supposed to be a top 5 pick, period. We don't know what happened, but he was supposed to be. Platinum dots. Yeah, he's better than the guy that they drafted over. Platinum dots. Go step up, go sleight of hand, and then mentally, when you want to lead your organization, you want somebody to carry the torch. Mentally, platinum headstrong, platinum field general, platinum winning time. Do you want to win? I don't know. A lot of teams didn't want to win, but the Cleveland Browns decided at round 5, we'll go ahead and pull them. I mean, Ty, you let me know, man. I feel like this was a super steal. If they're able to somehow navigate all these emotions and the circus that was created, this could be a super steal.
I agree 100%. And, we're talking based on the game, but I think in real life, too, the Browns had a great draft. Like, they got value on every round. The fact that Shedeur, you said it, top 5 pick and drops to the 5th round. Like, we've never seen this before. This was reaching, like, I seen reports of, like, moms at yoga talking about this, like Shedeur dropping to the 5th round. Like, this is insane. We've never seen anyone drop like this in the history of the draft. I mean, the guy's a stud. Like you said, how does he put these things together? Like his dad being involved, all the shenanigans that go with Shedeur. How will that go? But I want to give the floor to our resident Browns fan, Nick Mizesko. Who does he like? Dillon Gabriel, Shedeur Sanders? Like, what are your thoughts as our own Browns fan here?
I mean, the short answer is, listen, I've watched a lot of these guys play. Shedeur Sanders certainly has pedigree from he's the defending Big 12 Offensive Player of the Year, finished 8th in the Heisman voting, 4,000 yards. I did not like Shedeur Sanders as a 1st-round pick. As a 5th-round pick, I don't like it. I Love it. Because at the end of the day, if there's one thing I like, it's a play with a chip on his shoulder. Shedeur Sanders got disrespected by a whole lot of teams. He got taken off the board by a whole lot of teams. He got passed up by the team that took him 4 times. So you know he's going to have some motivation. You know he's going to want to go out there and prove that his dad said that my kid's a top 5 pick. You're going to hear him called 1-1. He goes in the 5th round. That's a chip on your shoulder. Now, who's going to win it coming out of camp? I don't know. From a football perspective, Shedeur Sanders had a lot of bad habits taught to him at Colorado. His dad taught him don't throw the ball away, take sacks, save your completion percentage. That doesn't go well in the NFL. Yeah, you got to find a way. We don't care so much about numbers. We care about winning games. He doesn't have a particularly great throwing motion. He's a little long as he throws the ball. Takes a little while to get the ball downfield. Biggest thing is he didn't have the greatest competition. The Colorado this year, for as many wins as they had, for the turnaround they did not play a top 7 team in the Big 12. So he never had to play against some of the top teams. So because of that, it's going to be a lot of development. And I think I've always said, Ty, we talk about it all the time, at the end of the day, I feel like drafting prospects is cool, but development is the bigger thing for a lot of these teams. It's how they can develop it. But you look at the numbers in game, 95 throw power. He's going to be able to make any throw you want. 96 short accuracy, 94 mid, 91 deep. 3 90s accuracies and 95 throw power. From a game perspective, there is not anybody else you want on your field leading your team. Right-handed quarterback, 6'2", 215. He's not undersized. 98 awareness and 82 speed, a little bit of mobility there. I mean, from a game perspective, he's the best quarterback in the game. He's number 1 overall in the game for a reason.
No doubt about it. That's why he's number 1 in the game. You talked about it. He's got the throw power. He's got the accuracy. The mobility is there too. 82 speed, not the greatest, but he can get outside the pocket. He can make some plays with his leg. I love the 6'2" size. I always prefer my quarterback, especially even in the game, to be a little bit taller. He's 2 inches taller than Dillon Gabriel. He's right-handed, like we talked about. So Shedeur Sanders checks all the boxes. And in the game, Colorado, I think one of the most fun teams to use. They're tough because it's tough to use them because their defense is really bad in the game, but their offense is absolutely loaded. So I always love using Colorado and Shedeur in the game. And like you said, he checks all the boxes game-wise. It's just how's it going to, translate to the NFL with some of the things you talked about.
And, Ty, one of the things, we love seeing is these college football, now that college football is back, how these guys transfer over. This is the first year that we're actually going to see in a long time, in over 10 years, how these ratings transfer over. And if you remember from 10 years ago, that they transfer over, there was always a dramatic decrease. The highest rookie would be like an 82 overall, maybe even an 84. You think about Shedeur. Shedeur is the best quarterback on the game, 95 overall. Because he was drafted in round 5, I wonder how do they do his rating? I think you're going to see
his rating start with a 6. I do.
Yeah, that's what I'll say. Do you think he gets to 70?
No.
So you think they scrap college football?
Yeah, they can't. They got to give him at least a 70. He's got to get a 70.
Because here's the thing, though. Here's what we know. We know this user. We have worked a lot with EA. The team at Madden and the team at college football are 2 different teams. They rate players differently. Rookies have always gotten dinged coming in. It's going to be interesting because it's the first year in 10 years that we have other games to compare to, but
I know they're going to get dinged, but this is what I'm saying.
He's the highest in this game.
That's what I'm saying. There has to be some
No. Let me ask you this.
Continuity.
But here's the thing. Do you notice somebody who went in the 7th round up here? I know we're not talking about him right now. That man went 7th round. He's a 92 overall.
Oh, my goodness.
Are you going to give Quinn Ewers a 90? I mean, that's the thing is that while college is cool, how many great college quarterbacks have we seen go into the NFL and not be great NFL quarterbacks?
More often than not.
So at the end of the day, even though you might be good in college, even though you might be good at Colorado, even though you might be retiring your number at Colorado, even though you are a sub 500 winning percentage quarterback, you get your number retired. We're retiring anybody's number out here.
Which is crazy.
I would not be surprised if they give Shedeur a 70, 71.
Yeah.
It depends because we've seen years where those rookies are really highly rated. You have a couple 80s in rookies. We've also seen years where they nerf the rookies and you end up with everybody at 74 and below, even for the top players. So that's where it will depend. But I would not be surprised if you see Shedeur Sanders in that 68, 69 range.
Okay, so this is what I asked you. Who's rated higher? Cam Ward on Madden or Shedeur Sanders?
Cam Ward. It will not even be close. It will not even be close.
He has to. He's the number one pick.
Because Cam Ward is the number 2 rated quarterback in the game, and he's the number 1 overall pick. That's it.
Like,
because when he was drafted, now you're starting to devalue Shedeur.
Yeah.
No,
even though right here he's 95 overall.
You're going to see Jackson Dart higher than Shedeur as well.
No, I think that shouldn't be. I think
make some phone calls then. Make some phone calls. You're Mr. CEO.
Because listen, this is what I'm saying. Because this is what it is. Shedeur was the 95 overall best rated quarterback on the game. Period. Now, because of the draft, because of some interviews, maybe people worried about Deion taking the coaching job if they lose the first season. Now he trailed all the way out to the 5th round. Now you're telling me all these quarterbacks are now better than him?
I think there were 32 NFL teams that said that there were many quarterbacks better than him.
Yeah, and
that's the thing.
And that's what Madden's based on. They're going to go what happen in the draft.
But, what can you say? We will see.
We will see.
We're going to talk about it. We're going to talk about it. Ty, you are our resident DFS expert, so I want to take an opportunity as we go through all these. You take a look at the players the Browns take. We're going to do this for each and every team. Do you have your eye on a player, especially, you know how it is, early season DFS, as you're playing these lines? Some of these rookies are going to be some value for people out there. So from a DFS perspective, do you have your eye on any of these guys that maybe you're targeting early in the season?
Yeah, well, 2 things I'll say. I think early on in the season, we're hoping for Joe Flacco at quarterback because Joe Flacco gives production.
He's
going to give production to some of these players. You talk about Harold Fannin, who I think can step in day one and be a target, be a weapon behind Njoku. Like I said, we can go 2 tight end sets a lot here for the Browns. So I'm hoping to see Flacco early on. I think that leads to a lot of production. We know he can put up yardage. And I think this running back, I think both these guys, when you talk about Sampson and Judkins, I think they both can be viable fantasy assets. Judkins, I mentioned, I think he has 10-plus touchdown upside if this offense is productive because of that goal line potential. And I think Dylan Sampson has home run potential, like game breaking. Like he can take a run for 70 yards, right? And I think both these guys can be viable fantasy assets. And I expect both of them to be drafted in fantasy football drafts coming up in the fall.
I mean, especially as a offense that wants to run the ball, has wanted to be in that 20 to 25 carry a game for their top back, 10 carries for their backup. Like this is an old school offense that Stefanski wants to run. He runs a lot of 2x2. I like those. And obviously I think you're going to keep your eye on the quarterbacks because if one of them gets a starting job, there's going to be some value there. But I think no matter what, you're going to be passing the ball. Gentlemen, it is that time. We need to grade out these teams. A reminder, we are grading this out purely on the game, okay? It has nothing to do with how we think they're going to play. We are grading them if we were only playing the game of college football 25. I'm going to step aside for a second as the Browns fan. I'm going to let user where you got this draft. I would just like to point out, you look at them, you take a look at the picks. You've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 players who are top 5 in their position group in the game.
You got to look at this. All right, so they got the best quarterback, the 3rd best quarterback. They have the 2nd best running back, the 5th best running back.
I lied. It's literally everybody, isn't it? It's literally everybody except for Carson Schwesinger.
Yeah, the 2nd best tight end. 2nd best tight end. You know what I'm saying? It's like this draft that the Browns completed was an all-time draft. I don't think there will ever be another draft like this when we go through all 32 teams. I mean, because of that middle linebacker, I don't know what scout, how they pulled him out of the hay, but hey, he has a lot on his shoulder. They talking about Shedeur. He has a lot to prove.
Here's what scares me, user. Because that middle linebacker is the only one not rated at the top 5 of the position in the game, he's going to be the best player on the Browns. I guarantee it. He's going to be the best one. That's how this works.
Oh, man. I'm going to tell you, it's true. They got to get an A+. They got to get an A+, man. They got to get an A+. I mean,
you said, wow, is there any reason to speak? I mean,
I'm not going to give them the full A+. I'm going to go A, and the reason is the linebacker.
I have no earthly idea how then you could possibly get an A+. He's that guy in college who teaches a class that he's never given out an A+ before.
No, I am a tough You cannot base this. Okay, like this was phenomenal based on the video game, but you're telling me a 79 speed linebacker based on the video game gives them an A+. That has to dock the pad. A 79 speed linebacker would never see your field.
But in the fifth round, picking up a 95 overall quarterback.
Yeah, no, that's why they get an A. And that's why they get an A. But I can't give a full A+ with the 79 speed linebacker.
It's overruled. This is democracy here, okay? Right?
Nick, Ty is the guy who, when he's rating the girl, and the girl says, rate me on a scale of 1 to 10. He never gives out 10. He said, you just never give him a 10.
9.7.
You never give him a 10. You don't ever want him to feel perfection. But let's be honest. This draft that the Browns did was perfection.
It's an A+.
If you go off of college football, it doesn't get any better than that.
It's off the game. This is an A+ draft. We're going to put this all into a tier list. You're going to be able to see each and every team as we grade them based purely on the game. And then we're going to have an episode at the end of the year after we've done all of these grades where we're going to get to adjust them. As we looked at all of them, we might move some teams up, some teams down. I just don't think from a game perspective you're going to find any better than the Cleveland Browns. They get an A+. What more could you ask for?